Hi, everybody. Welcome to the weekend. Coming to you, it's a little bit before 9 o'clock on this Saturday morning. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill from the Portland, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington area. Two headlines to start off. Let's start on the left side of the screen. The National Weather Service has extended the air quality advisory for much of Southwest Washington, not technically including the city of Vancouver, but everything else in gray. And then they've reissued an air quality advisory for most of the North Willamette Valley, including the Portland metro area. Not entirely, but mainly this is smoke that continues to drift in from that fire that's burning up toward Mount Adams. That fire burning in timber, and it's been a pretty good smoke maker. The reports on that yesterday had the fire, I'm looking at my notes, at over 4,000 acres burned, sitting at 3.5 miles northwest of Trout Lake. We do have a westerly wind flow now, but the problem is the wind flow has been so light that the wildfire smoke is kind of winning out. And then on the right side, an early marine push. And you can see on the visible satellite picture, solid clouds up and down the coast. And then you can tell it's a marine push because it sneaks up the Columbia River and right there and spills into parts of Clark County and down along the Willamette a little bit. But when you get south of Portland, now there's no marine layer. It's all clear. That just tells you it's a weak marine flow that was not able to really get up over the coast range, but was able to sneak up the Columbia River. So you would expect this marine deck to clear out. And then the question is, how hazy are we or are we not due to the wildfire smoke that's in the air? Remember, particulates from wildfire smoke actually can act as condensation nuclei and help form water droplets together that form clouds. So, which yesterday never really cleared out in Portland because of that. It was only 85 degrees for high temperature. So the good news is the cloudiness that we've had has held temperatures down the last several days. Here's a quick look from Oregon. DEQ this morning. All the green dots are good. The yellow dots are moderate. So most of us, Portland down through Salem, air quality's fine. You get over into Central Oregon, it's moderate, which is not horrible. And then you do get bad air quality again down into the Klamath Falls area of southwestern Oregon, and that's been a problem down there ongoing for a while. Okay. Quick word for the Momentous Wealth podcast. Listen on Apple Podcasts, listen on Spotify, especially with what the market's doing this past week. It's a great time to take a moment and listen to some of these podcasts and educate yourself on different investment topics. Again, the Momentous Wealth podcast, Apple Podcast, and Spotify, easy to search and find. All right, let's show you what's going on this Saturday. Here's some of the cameras. It's cloudy. There's Tillamook Head, Gerhardt by the Sea, solid clouds down to Lincoln County. There's the Channel House from Depot Bay. But then what we saw in the visible satellite picture, it's pretty clear down in Domain Serene and the Dundee Hills in Yamhill County, pretty clear just south of Salem from Willamette Valley Vineyards. A little hazy, but not bad. And then the North Valley up in Gresham, Persimmon Country Club, Camas Meadows. Not that bad over in Sun River this morning. Folks vacationing, waking up to some nice blue sky. There you see the Oregon Garden Resort. So again, what we're talking about, Oregon City, even in the Portland metro area, that's some decent sunshine early this morning. There you can see some haze in the Sisters area. Not as bad as it was several days ago, though. If you do have plans to be over in Central Oregon, at least not this morning, and then you get back to the clouds from the Inlet Ottercrest. So that's what we're dealing with this morning. I want to touch on the flow pattern, and this is becoming increasingly confident that we are about ready to enter a long stretch, thumbs up, comfortable weather. So this is tomorrow afternoon. We'll start you with Sunday. And you can see, I mean, there's a little weak trough right here. Technically, there's an upper level low, 576, a weak one. But we're just kind of in this pattern that's actually near normal. Tomorrow's highs right about 80 degrees, a little bit cooler than what we have today. But then I want to show you what happens on Monday. See the blue colors? That's a developing trough. Could there be some traces of moisture? Could we get more cloudiness coming in with this upper level trough than what the models are indicating? Yes. But I think the bigger story is that growing confidence that this is a cool enough weather trough to hold temperatures in the 70s to start next week, which is what we've been telling you. So that's Monday and Tuesday in the 70s. Here, you see the trough weekend. So there's midweek, maybe a little bit warmer Wednesday and a Thursday. And then there's a secondary trough that comes in Friday. And look at Saturday. This is Saturday during the day. This is Saturday afternoon. There's a 570 low that drops down off of the Washington coast. So here's my 576 contour line. So as a forecaster, even though the models are not putting out a whole lot of moisture, we are 577, we're less than a 576 millibar height. So you've got to assume there's at least a chance this far out that we have a lot of clouds. This will be next weekend. This is Saturday, August 17th. A lot of clouds and at least a chance of some shower activity. So that's exciting news. And that would obviously be highs only in the 70s. That's Saturday. Sunday continues. Then that pulls out a little bit into that next week. But even getting into Thursday, August 22, there's 575, okay, 570, 577 contour. These are high temperatures, not much above 80, even with full sunshine. Here's the upper level heat dome or the upper level high over New Mexico. So again, this is a long stretch. We're into August 22nd now, and it's anywhere from 70s to low 80s at most. And then let me go ahead and play this out. This goes all the way into pretty much Sunday, August 25th. Now there's a little bit of a warm up. Okay, now we're up into the 80s, but not 90s. Upper level heat dome showing signs of starting to shift a little bit back to the west. So we'll see what that does. But tell you what, that is a nice stretch of weather. I do want to show you what some of the early models are looking at. That was the American GFS model. This is the same model looking at precip. And this is a week from today, Saturday the 17th, showing some decent soaking rains up into Canada, showing a chance of some measurable rainfall out over the Blues, showing some rain showers, mainly offshore. The gray areas indicate a lot of cloudiness probably, and maybe there's a chance of a trace of moisture, but generally we're looking for the green areas this far out. So let me play this into Sunday. So this is, again, next weekend. This is Sunday the 18th. Now that's flooding light rain amounts across much of western Washington, giving us an increased chance of rain from Astoria up into Cowlitz County, Kelso, Longview, maybe something down into Portland. There's the Blue Mountains. I tell you what, this is absolutely a dream forecast for the men and women that have been battling the fires across our two states, and especially here in Oregon. A stretch of cooler weather, a stretch of higher humidity. Some days coming up with a chance of some wetting, from rain amounts. So absolutely terrific. And then look what happens here. This is interesting. This is Sunday morning, August 25th. Here's a doubling down of a deeper trough that's starting to show up. Heavy rains across parts of Washington, the western Washington coast. Look at that. Liking measurable rainfall big time into Portland and to a lesser extent down into Salem. So again, boy, that is great news. Once we flip the gear, we'll see can we run out this cooler weather pattern all the way into the first days of September? Maybe. All right. So what are the models indicating? Let's just look at highs. 94 and hazy down in Medford today. But here's next week, showing mostly 86, 88, 87. Boy, that is a big relief, a big change from temperatures that have been mid-90s to 100 degrees. And what about Baker City? Look at next week, 86, 86, 88 instead of 95, 98, 97. Big, big change. Chance of isolated storms out there today and again on Monday. Okay, let's run up to Seattle. Hasn't been as hot as Portland, usually is not. And this shows mostly 70s after today moving forward. So again, this is really comfortable stuff. What about Bend? Hazy today, 88, 87. And then look at the low 80s with hopefully with the fires laying down in cooler weather, we'll lose some of the wildfire smoke and get more into some blue skies. So next week for vacationers over in the Bend, Sun River area could just be absolutely dreamy with lows at night around 50 and daytime highs in the low 80s to 84 or 85 at most. Here's Newport, kind of what you expect, temperatures in the 60s. Multiple mornings coming up, probably more mornings than not, where there will be some low clouds showing up in the forecast. And with that said, let me just bounce you to Portland's 7-day forecast. Again, all this is coming from my weather site, portlandweather.com. And here's the deal. This site is engineered. So if you look at it, if you just pull it up through the web on your phone, it will condense the images and be kind of like a web-based app. Or you can go into the App Store and just search Portland Weather, and you'll find my logo, Portland Weather, right here, in both for iPhones and Android. And my app it's an app, so it's designed a little bit differently, but for the most part, it has all the same great information for you to get data. We'll go 86 today. We'll need to clear out the low clouds to do that in Portland. Then tomorrow, early clouds. Here's the cool down coming, 82. And then the 70s to start next week. And then no warmer than 80 Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Friday, 77. Right now I'm looking at that chance of rain showers with temperatures maybe more like 73, 74 that following weekend, a weekend from this weekend. Wow. All right. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate your time and trust in my forecast information, and I'll talk to you soon.